Hey friends, and welcome back to my corner of the internet. If you didn't know, I'm pregnant. How crazy is that? If you want to see the videos on how I explain how I found out I was pregnant, telling my husband, seeing my family's reaction, and also how I got pregnant on PCOS, those videos are up and you can watch them. Today I'm just going to be going over how I'm feeling because I'm out of the first trimester, and I just kind of wanted to do like a first trimester recap and talk about like the symptoms I was having and all of that. I watched a lot of these whenever I was in the first trimester. I wanted to know like what other people were feeling and all of that. So I thought I would make one because I really liked watching them whenever I was pregnant. So whenever I was pregnant, I'm still pregnant. Anyways, let's talk about the first trimester. Today I'm currently, well, I don't know when this video is going to go up because I'm pre-filming today. So I'm just going to put on the screen what I am. When you see this video, this is how far along I am. But I'm definitely in the second trimester, which is so crazy. It went by pretty fast. I found out when I was 6 weeks pregnant, and it's so crazy to think that I'm in the second trimester. I definitely had a hard time feeling safe and like I would make it this far, so I feel so thankful and blessed that I was able to make it this far in my pregnancy. I know a lot of people don't. I have PCOS, so I was a little bit more high risk than the normal person for miscarriage in the first trimester, so I'm just really thankful and blessed to have made it as far as I've made it so far. That was a little excessive, but you get what I'm saying. I'm sorry. First symptom I would say that I felt was moodiness. If you watched the video of me explaining how I found out I was pregnant, you would know that the first symptom I felt was definitely moodiness. I had a lot of, I would say about like half of my first trimester, not the entire thing, I had a lot of like depressive feelings. I felt really just like, I didn't feel like I had control over my emotions at all. I didn't feel like I had control over my body or my emotions. I felt very like depressed a lot of the times and just sad and just like I felt like I was in a funk or a fog and I couldn't really like snap out of it, which was really like frustrating. And then after I found out I was pregnant, at least I understood why my hormones were making me feel that way and like what was going on, so it was a little bit easier for me to like deal with and process, because at first I was just kind of like, what's going on? Because I do have anxiety and I take anxiety medication, so I was like, why am I feeling so depressed? Do I need to talk to my doctor about like my medication and stuff like that? Like that's what I was starting to think. But then I found out I was pregnant, so I scratched that and figured my hormones are just crazy right now. So I was definitely feeling that, and then I'd have days and spurts of like, instead of depressed, I would feel really angry and aggravated and just like, I didn't even want to be around myself. I was so aggravated with myself for being aggravated and mad. It was so annoying and so frustrating to not feel like I had control over my body. So it was hard to deal with. Thankfully I didn't have that many of those days, but when those days would be here, it was so hard to deal with. I would just wake up like that, nothing would trigger it, nothing would happen. I never had an actual reason to be mad and upset. It would just be how I felt that day, which was so annoying. I hated that. That was one of the, like, not one of the worst, but it was annoying. And one of the main thing that I've been dealing with this whole time, I'm still dealing with it, is nausea. Thankfully, I know I should knock on wood for saying this, but I haven't actually thrown up at all. I know a lot of people have like morning sickness and all of that. I thankfully have not experienced that, but I have had nausea and dizziness very bad. Like, there have been days where I have had a hard time even getting out of the bed or off the couch. Like if I got off the bed, I'd just go lay on the couch all day because I would be so dizzy every time I would sit up or try to stand up. I would get really dizzy and disoriented, and I would also be so nauseous that I'd barely be able to eat anything, and if I was able to eat anything, it would make me way more nauseous. So those were the main things that I was dealing with, that I dealt with in my first trimester. I would say those are the two main things. The dizziness was not like every day and all the time. The nausea was. It wasn't 24/7. It would come on and off. Sometimes I would just randomly get nauseous. I didn't have to eat anything or smell anything or anything like that. I would just get nauseous. And most of the time I would have to just lay down or eat some gum. Pro tip, I know that sounds weird. My mom was like, get some peppermint. And instead of getting peppermint at the store, I was like, I'm just going to get some really minty gum. and that helped a lot. So when I would get nauseous, if I would catch it soon enough before it got like so bad, I would just chew on gum, and a lot of times that would at least soothe it enough. I'm not saying it would go 100% away, but it soothed it enough where I didn't feel like I had to lay down or like stop everything I was doing for the day, you know. So gum definitely helped. I drank a lot of ginger ale, and I mean, honestly, there wasn't much that I could do to stop it. I would drink ginger ale and, you know, eat crackers, what you do when you're sick, but like nothing really like made it go away or helped. I did talk to my doctor, and then she did prescribe me some medicine, and it didn't really help that much. It kind of just made me sleepy, and what I was doing when I was nauseous anyways was laying down. So I mean, it just didn't really work, you know. I wanted more energy, and that leads me to my next symptom was I still have, I feel like I have no energy. Like I have a little bit more energy today, but I don't know how I'm going to feel in an hour from now or tomorrow, or, you know, like, I never know. So even if I wasn't nauseous or dizzy, I barely had any energy to do anything. That is how I felt the entire first trimester. And I'm very newly out of the first trimester, so I can't even talk about like, well, now I feel this. Like, I'm just now hitting the very end of the first trimester. Even like, I have an art channel, and which is called Embryo's Art Studio, if you want to check it out. I've been trying to grow that channel and stuff, but even sitting down to film one of those videos was so hard for me. Like, I would get halfway through a painting and like literally need to go take a nap. Or I'd go to the grocery store and get groceries, and by the time I got back, I felt like I ran a marathon. Like, my legs would literally be sore, and my body would just feel so exhausted just from going to the grocery store and getting groceries. That is ridiculous. I know I'm growing a human, and that human is getting all of my energy and stuff, but geez Louise, I have had no energy to do anything. And even if I got a little bit of energy to do something like go to the grocery store, try to film a video or anything like that, as soon as I'm done doing that, I am just pooped, completely pooped, and I have no energy, and I have to take a nap. I've had to take a nap almost every day since, I would say, about 8 weeks, I think, maybe 9. I've had to take a nap almost every single day, sometimes 2 naps. That's so embarrassing to say, I feel like, but I am pregnant, so I feel like, you know, I do feel embarrassed saying that I need a nap, or saying that I get so exhausted just going to the grocery store. I feel embarrassed saying that, but it is my truth, and that's how I felt in the first trimester. I get so frustrated with myself and my body when I can't just like get stuff done. I'm very task oriented, and I like to get stuff done. I like to be on schedule. I like to like do things right, and so not being able to just do simple tasks have been really annoying. So I have gotten very frustrated with my body, and I'm really crossing my fingers and hoping that I get more energy in the second trimester. I had a friend tell me that when she was in the second trimester, she got a lot more energy, but she'd still have days where she didn't have energy. And understand that we're growing humans, we're gonna have days where we don't have energy because all of our energy is going towards growing the human, and I'm okay with that. But if I could just have more days of energy, like even one good day of just lots of energy and being able to just like do stuff, I would be okay with having then a couple days of no energy. But right now I'm having all of my days are no energy, so that has just been really frustrating because I feel like I have no control over my body, no control over my emotions, and I'm just here dealing with it. And so it has been very, very frustrating. And of course, I'm very thankful and excited and happy to be pregnant, but I think it's okay, and we're allowed to like talk about the things that suck and the things that are frustrating. You can be frustrated and annoying, or like hate a symptom about being pregnant, but also be like so excited and happy to be pregnant. So I hope that I don't come off like super negative when I'm talking about all of this, because I am super happy and super excited that I'm pregnant. So please don't take me wrong, but there are definitely things that suck, and I think we should talk about it. I don't know if I'm going to put this in the video. If I decide to put it in the video, I'm feeling ballsy, so let's go. Another symptom that I think is important to talk about, but I feel a little hesitant to talk about it because I feel like it's a little like personal and embarrassing. Not embarrassing, but just kind of like one of those things that are kind of weird to talk about. Anyways, is having no sex drive when you're pregnant. Like, ever since I found out I was pregnant, or I guess since I got pregnant, I've had no sex drive in my first trimester at all. And I just feel like it's important to talk about that because no one talks about it. And I just felt like there was something wrong with me, or that, like, is this normal? It's normal. It's okay. Your body is changing. You have all these hormones. It's normal. It's okay. I got onto a pregnancy page whenever I found out I was pregnant, and a lot of girls on that page were talking about not having a sex drive. So it's not just you. It's not just me. It's very normal, and it's okay. Some people have the opposite. Some people have high sex drive and super opposite, and that's okay too. That's normal. Your hormones are just different and crazy, and everyone's pregnancy is different. So I did think that I should mention that. I did feel hesitant and a little awkward about talking about it, but I want to be open. I want to be honest. I want to be raw on this channel. So yeah, that was one of the symptoms that I had the entire first trimester, and it has sucked. A lot of the things have sucked, but you know what? I feel like I haven't had it as bad as most people. Like, some people have it way worse than me, and I kept reminding myself of that. When I'd have really bad days where I was really nauseous and really dizzy and I didn't feel good, I was like, at least you're not throwing up. Again, I did have symptoms that did suck, and they were frustrating, but at the end of the day, it could have been worse, and I do recognize that, and so I am thankful that it was something that I could definitely handle on my own. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is cravings, which is hilarious to me. I love this. So before I got pregnant, I would say I was definitely more of a salty snack person. I know, like, you know how there's like salty or sweet snackers. I'm definitely a salty kind of person. I prefer chips and stuff like that over anything. I'm never a sweets person. Not saying that I don't like sweets. I just don't prefer them, honestly. So, but being pregnant, that has stayed true. I have been way more of a salty person. I have been craving stuff. Like, the first thing that I craved was hot Cheetos. But between week 6 and 8, it was the only thing my body wanted me to eat. And my doctor was like, I talked to her about it, and I was like, I'm having a hard time eating anything else. Like, everything else makes me nauseous. And she said, just eat what your body will let you eat. We'll talk about nutrition and all of that when you get to the second trimester. When you're in the first trimester, you're nauseous, you're throwing up, just whatever you can keep down, eat it. So I would say, like, from week 6, from the time I found out to about 8 weeks, about those first 2 weeks I knew I was pregnant, the only thing that I wanted to eat was hot Cheetos. The only thing. And I do love hot Cheetos, but dang, it was like really the only thing I was eating. I would try to force myself to eat like peanut butter and jellies or anything else, just so it's not like the only thing I'm eating all day, because I knew it wasn't healthy. And I had been on a health journey, if you watched my other video anyway, so like for my body to only want something that wasn't good for me was really weird and hard for me. I was like, I know I need more nutrition and healthier food, but it was the only thing this baby would let me eat. And I mean, other than that, the only thing that just sounded good to me was like chips and really like meaty things. Like, for an example, I really, like, before I got pregnant, I'm a salad person. I love Caesar salad. I'm not saying, like, even before I went on my health journey, I love a Caesar salad. I love salmon. I love salad. I love little wraps, chicken wraps and stuff. Like, that's the kind of food that I gravitate towards, is like chicken, fish, salad, stuff like that. And since I got pregnant, I have food aversions like crazy, which is like when you don't want to eat something. And this is the craziest thing so far that I'm going to talk about in this video, are food aversions. I heard people talking about them, but to experience them is so weird. So, like, for an example, I would go to Chick-fil-A and I would get like a cool wrap, which is just like a chicken wrap with like lettuce, like simple wrap. I used to love those things, and I used to eat them probably like once a week. I'd get like something like that from Chick-fil-A. Well, I got one. I remember I was having this day. I was so nauseous. I felt so bad. And my husband was like, what do you think you can eat? And I was like, I honestly don't know if I can eat anything. But then I thought of a chicken wrap, and I was like, maybe I can eat a chicken wrap. Like, that seems pretty like simple. Just like lettuce, chicken, like pretty simple. Seems like I could eat that. And so he brought me a chicken wrap home, and I took one bite of it, and I could not swallow it. I could not swallow it. It just was like my body compulsed it. It did not want me to swallow. It was such a weird experience, because like I knew it was good and I knew it didn't taste bad, but my body did not want it at all. Such a weird thing. And how I've it's so funny, because the way that I would explain it to like my friend is like, if you literally put like dog shit in your mouth, you know how your body would be like, you better not fucking swallow this? That is what it felt like to try to eat something that your body is like having an aversion to. super weird. It was just like not letting me. I literally spit it out and was not able to eat it. I just could not swallow it. And that has happened to me a couple other times with things that I know I love, like Caesar salad, salmon, chicken, stuff like that that I'm used to eating, and it's like my go-to meals. My body will not let me eat them, and I'm having aversions to them, and that's really frustrating because it's like it'd be like I'm hungry, I don't know what I'm craving, and then I try to eat something that I'm used to eating, and my body's like, nah, we're not eating this. So finding stuff to eat is really hard. It has been really hard in my first trimester. And the last thing that I've been craving that is really crazy to me are hamburgers. The last 4 days, it has only been 4 days of this, but it's crazy. I have been craving hamburgers. Like, I literally just woke up one day, I didn't see a commercial, I didn't see a picture or anything. I just wanted a hamburger randomly. I just woke up and the first thing I was like, what do I want to eat for breakfast? And my body was like, you want a hamburger for breakfast? And I was like, wait, what? And I was like craving it so bad. Like, just thinking about eating hamburger was just like making my mouth water. This is so crazy. I don't usually, the thing that's crazy about it is that I don't normally like hamburgers. Like, if we go to a grill out or something, I'm going to choose a hot dog over a hamburger. Or like if we go to like Chick-fil-A or like McDonald's or Burger King or anything like that, which we don't normally eat out a lot anyways, I always choose chicken nuggets, chicken tenders, whatever. I never pick hamburgers because I don't like them. I'm not a big fan. So it's hilarious to me that I was like craving a hamburger. And so when my husband got up, it was this past Saturday, I was like, I'm really craving a hamburger. Can we go get one? And I was not craving like a homemade hamburger or anything like that. I was craving like McDonald's or Crystals. That's all I could think about was like McDonald's or Crystals. And so he took me to McDonald's and we're going through the drive-thru and I'm like, I'm not about to order this. I'm not about to order a hamburger. Because I kept thinking like, what if I order it and it's actually not as good as my brain is telling me? Because I don't like them normally. I'd never order a hamburger from McDonald's. And I ordered it anyways, and it was the best food I've ever eaten in my life. I know that sounds crazy because I just told you how much I don't like hamburgers. But I am telling you, eating something that you're craving, I was craving it so bad, thinking about it was making my mouth water. When I ate that hamburger, it was life-changing. I mean, seriously, it was the best food I had ever eaten in my life. It was so good. So yeah, that's how my first trimester has been. That's all the details that I can think of and remember about my first trimester, what I've been craving, the symptoms I've been feeling, and all of that. Now that I'm going into the second trimester, my fingers are crossed that I'll get more energy and all of that. I'm going to document all of it. I'll make another video talking about my second trimester. I think I'd rather just talk about first, second, and third instead of doing like weekly videos, because some people will do like how I'm feeling week 8 and week 7. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'll just do like, you know, trimester videos, and then I'll just document everything that's gonna happen. If you have any other videos you'd like to see from me as far as like pregnancy, mommy videos, they're coming your way. But if you have ideas of videos you'd like to see, comment them down below and let me know. And just make sure you subscribe because I have videos coming your way. And yeah, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Falling. Oh.